What is up, everybody? It is the DNA Show with your movie review for the week. Daytime still. Gotta love that. Okay, we just saw Mickey 17 starring Robert Pattinson. That's an easy one for me to remember. Dennis, what is Mickey 17 about?
Well, this movie, it's kind of the follow-up to it's Bong Joon-ho's Parasite, which everybody loved. Great movie, so very excited to
Wait, you saw
see.
Parasite?
Oh yeah, whole family loved Parasite.
This actually relates to Parasite?
No,
Oh,
he's the creator of it, and this
right.
was the
Okay.
follow-up
I never
to
saw
it.
it. Okay.
So Mickey 17's a dark comedy sci-fi,
Yep.
basically, where Mickey 17, because he's the 17th clone, he's known as an expendable, and he goes on a dangerous journey to help colonize an ice planet.
There you go. That is what it is about. Performance wise, Robert Pattinson, I actually really enjoyed his performance because when I think of him and the movies he's been in, I always think of him playing like some cool character, not a dork or something like that. And in this movie, when he's Mickey 17, if you've seen the trailer, this isn't a spoiler, something goes wrong and there's a Mickey 18 as well. And the Mickey 18, Robert plays that one totally different attitude and everything. So I thought his performance was really good.
Yeah, I did too. He really is a good actor. He shows
Yeah.
versatility. Um, the concept of this was I thought was absolutely fantastic, completely different, very unique. The first third to half of the movie, it was all about the setup
Oh yeah.
and about how everything came about, where they were going, the whole point of the expendables and the clones and what they're all about, why there can only be one, otherwise there's multiples. He does a beautiful job of setting everything up. I thought it was just over the moon. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And then we got into the second part of the movie, which felt like a completely different movie.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo, he's in it. And what was the actress name? Tony Collette. Is that it?
Yeah,
Tony
yeah.
Collette.
And I love her as an actress.
She's fantastic. She is so good. Mark Ruffalo, I got to be honest, I, I'm just not feeling Ruffalo's performance in this. I thought it was forced. He was trying to play like this almost. I just got a sense of like a cartoon villain. Did
Yeah,
you know
yes.
with his facial expressions and his overacting? I thought, and I've seen villains played this way before, but it doesn't feel forced. It just feels natural. But everything he was doing just felt forced and
Yes.
not real.
It literally took me out of the movie.
Yeah,
So in the beginning, when you first introduced, he's like a caricature,
yeah,
and I was like, okay, he's gonna do a few things, and okay, whatever, secondary character. But unfortunately, he's a big part of the second half of the movie
oh yeah.
now, and I know the movie got delayed a year. And
It
I'm
did.
wondering, you did, and that's
Oh.
why I'm wondering if it didn't have something to do with this story arc. Not sure what happened, but yeah, everything when once he got involved with it and how he tried to manipulate things and force things, and he just playing this overly tyrant, it really took away, because the heart of the story is Pattinson,
Yeah.
and then you get to see Mickey 17 and with his girlfriend, and then potentially new girlfriend Kai when it came in there, and then there's two. Wow, that's a really cool thing to explore. But no, we decide we're gonna take most of this and go right towards the end game of the new president, Mark Ruffalo's character.
But then Tony Collette, who played his wife, she also was playing uh, a more extravagant type character, but she did it well. Like
Yes.
I thought she was great with the way she portrayed the character because they really were, they're husband and wife, but they really paired well in regards to their attitude and over the topness. It's just Mark's wasn't believable, but hers was,
Here, hers
which was
was, yeah.
which was just so weird. um So overall, like Dan said, they're trying to, um, uh, explore this ice planet, make it, uh,
They're basically going to terraform it.
that's
They're
right,
making it a
terraform it. That's it.
colony.
That's the word I was looking for. And there's these creatures in it on the ice planet and stuff.
And they looked cool, and
Yeah,
I
they were cool.
that was neat. They found a way to communicate, and again, there were so many good aspects to it.
But then Stephen Yoon was in it from The Walking Dead, and the guy that voices Invincible. And I don't know. I didn't really see the big point behind his character.
Again, I'm wondering if there wasn't
I'm
something
like,
left out because he was there. There was this relationship. He was kind of using Mickey 17, and he was there, and it felt like there was something that got cut
yeah,
from their stuff and left on the floor because there was something missing because he was really cool, and I was very interested when you first get introduced to
right.
him, and I was like, cool, I wonder where this relationship's going to go, and it fell apart.
Yeah, and they introduce him, you know, uh, a third of the way into the movie or whatever, and he's kind of like a drug dealer on the ship or whatnot. And I'm just like, what? And they never really did much with that.
Nope.
Or yeah, okay. So I
Nope.
wasn't going crazy because I'm like, okay, so he's selling this drug, and the two Mickey 17 and 18, catch him doing it and stuff. And I'm like, oh, where's that going to go? And it really didn't go anywhere.
Right. There were just so many things. Again, you got Robert Pattinson, Mickey 17. He's meek, he's mild,
Right.
he's just a nice guy, kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And Mickey 18's got all of his memories and stuff, but he's like a hard ass, angry at everything. And
Yeah.
again, it's polar opposites almost that he had to play. And you've got all of this
Which was
beautiful setup for these characters. And then, like I said, it's almost like halfway through the movie, they went shunk. Okay, new movie, scrap it, start.
right.
Let's just move into something
Well,
else.
and that was the other thing too, is I'll say before we give it our CGC grade is that they set up the beginning of the movie, they set up the 16 previous Mickeys to get to the 17th one. And they do it pretty rapid fire because, he's basically an experiment. He tries stuff. Oh, he's dead, burn him. And then they basically photocopy another one out.
Some
Right.
some of
And
the,
some of the stuff is funny.
it was
The way he
funny.
dies and stuff, it's funny. Because he's coming back, so you don't take the death seriously. They throw him into like an incinerator, boom, they print out a new one. Once again, tell me if you agree with this. All the 16 previous ones all seem to have, for as much as you could see, the same type of personality as 17. So now why does 18 change?
Right. Well, they do hint at it later
Oh,
on that some of the other, because he goes, some of the Mickeys, had whatever. So they
uh,
all do have a slightly different
right.
personality. We just don't get to see them very
Right, because they picked
often
them off so
in it.
fast.
But
Yeah,
the way that he winds up dying in some of these ways to help humankind,
right.
basically, it's some of it are very creative, some of them are just funny. You really do enjoy it. It part of it reminded me of Blazing Saddles, where you had to save the horse. You think they're gonna go
Yeah,
save the guys in the quicksand. Nope, gotta save the horse. Instead of saving Mickey, they go down to save the flamethrower because that was more important.
right.
So there were some really funny parts, especially in the beginning. I'll tell you, when we get into the grading, the first half, I was like, this is almost a flawless movie. I loved it. And then just like that.
All right, well, we're going to grade it now. I think it's your turn to go first.
It is. I was really on ballpark at the first half. I was like a 9.6. I thought this is just fantastic. And then when Mark Ruffalo's character, the president, gets involved with it, the Marks, um, I really it just threw me for a loop. It really took me out of the second half. What should have been absolutely fantastic story just devolved. It's still good. I'm glad I enjoyed it when we went out there. I'm giving it maybe a 7.0. I'm torn between a 6.5 and a 7.0. But like I said, I was at a 9.6 halfway through this movie. I'm like, God, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the beginning. I liked, like I said, I really like Robert Pattinson and what he did, and Tony Collette and stuff. And but as the movie went on, I actually was getting bored, and it was probably right around when the second half started. And I'm giving it a 6.5, so we're not far off. Um, yeah, I mean, it's visually it's cool. Everybody has big TVs now, so in my opinion, you can wait and just wait. If you really want to see it on the big screen, go ahead. But if you're on the fence, I would just go check something else out and just wait.
Yeah, go watch Parasite. It was better.
There you go. I said I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, you will.
All right.
So IMDb is giving it a 7.3.
Oh, close.
So we're in that ballpark. And Rotten Tomatoes, there's no audience. The critics are giving it an 84%.
And on that note, notice Dennis got a really high and tight haircut, and I'm giving that haircut a 4.0. It's a good thing you don't shave your head totally, because you're right, you don't have the head for it. So let's not get that close with the clippers next time.
Oh, blame my wife for that one. She
Wow.
wanted it extra
Oh my
short for the
God.
trip.
Jesus. Anyhow, guys, no movie review next week. Somebody is taking their first vacation. I do have the list of his vacations at home. This is like the first of 65 for the year, so I can finally scratch that off. So no movie review next week, no DNA show next week, but I should be on Graybeards with Aaron Lepresti, Dan Lawless, Gary Martin, and there you have it. And I'm saying this without Aaron actually inviting me, so feel free to post X tweet at him that I said I'm going to be on the show. So there you go, guys. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a great weekend, and we will catch you guys in a couple weeks. Until then, go sign up for Lilith Infernal Conflict. Link in the description below. Bye bye, everybody. Do do do.